thing that he thought people were upset at him for. Like, he's the most bizarre man.
This is... I can't believe he's been a pedo for at least 16 years.
You never knew.
Yeah, that is fascinatingly mental.
I think we need to cancel the podcast so you can spend an evening Googling R. Kelly.
Yeah,
to get up to date.
Oh
get up to date on Robert. Yeah, good stuff. Right, are we all ready then?
Yeah.
Right, let's do a podcast then. Good evening and welcome to FRUK Unwrapped, the official podcast of Food Review UK. My name is Stuart. I'm not Nathan Peterson. Unfortunately, Nathan's not with us tonight, but joining me this evening is a man who has spent the past week listening to music by Kanye West, The Calling, The Black Eyed Peas, The Saturdays, The 411, R. Kelly and Nickelback. I don't know what's more worrying, his taste in music or the fact that I logged onto his YouTube account to go through his watch history to make that list. Regardless, it's Michael Jameson. Hello, Michael.
That's literally completely true.
I know.
Literally, like, oh God, that's like, but to be honest, I'm not too embarrassed by that, apart from maybe the 411.
I could fall down on my knees.
When I was listening to that 411, I did think, because I think it was a big song, probably when I was about 14, and I thought, I do wonder how a fairly nerdy, pretty desperate 14-year-old virgin related to a song about cheating on your man who's at home. I'm good, man. How are you?
Very good, Michael. Michael's drinking beer tonight, everybody. He's had about 100 mils of beer, and it's hit him already. Moving on from Michael Jameson, our guest this evening, our special guest this evening, is rarer than a funny episode of Peep Show, rarer than a first edition Charizard card, rarer than a steak prepared by Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm not going to draw this out anymore. It's Rerra. Hello, Rerra. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. That was an incredible intro.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll take being rarer than a Charizard card.
Fantastic. Now, you might say this is your first appearance on the podcast, but you have actually technically appeared twice before, because you were present when your man Harry was on the podcast some months ago, and you appeared once in text form as part of social media, which led to your appearance tonight. So you commented that we should do an episode on Indian food, and I think it was me that suggested, come on then, and now you're here. How does it feel to be here in your own right with Michael Jameson, with the drunk Michael Jameson, talking about R&B paedophiles?
Honoured. All I can say is I'm honoured. I wouldn't want to talk about R&B paedophiles with anyone else.
Brilliant. You've told me in the run up to coming on tonight that you've never been on a podcast before. But do you listen to a podcast? Are you involved in the podcast world?
No.
Brilliant. And thank you. That was the Food Review UK podcast. No. So I'm surprised, because you're very much a modern media kind of person. You're very involved in the social media. You've got a small YouTube presence, haven't you? But you're big in the twitching. I don't understand the twitching that the young people do nowadays, because I'm not. Am I too old for twitching? Is that
no?
Is
There's
it
older people on
too
Twitch?
old, mate.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I had to do a bit of research about what Twitch was. I'm not really a gamer, so I suppose Twitch isn't necessarily the medium for me, but I found out that there are lots of people streaming things like get live ASMR on there, which is something that I'm into. So go on, sell Twitch to me then, Rerra. Why should I, as a non-Twitcher?
Well, Harry does most of it, and I normally just get drunk and get really ragey, and people seem to really enjoy that. I mean, but I think the side of it we play games where people can play along with us.
Right.
So you can play on your smartphone and then join in the games. So most of our community join in and play with us.
So what kind of games then? What are we talking about?
We play Jackbox games, so the Jackbox party packs.
Right. Again, this means nothing to me. Michael?
Oh,
It's
Jackbox is amazing.
It's basically like one of the games we play for. It's called Quickplash, and it's basically like Cards Against Humanity.
Right.
So you get a question, and then you have to fill in the answers.
Right. That sounds cool. So,
Yeah.
in theory, I can download something on my phone. I can then go on.
You don't need to download anything. You
What?
just go onto the website and then type in the room code that we have, because we have the game,
Yeah.
and then you just play along.
Really? Oh, wow. I'll have to give that a
They
try
have
then.
a new game out at the moment where you can be little robots and you can make rap battles against each other.
Oh, that sounds very much like my kind of thing. I thought that Twitch was basically me logging onto my computer and watching you play, I don't know, Doom or a more up-to-date games reference that's not from 1992. Call of Duty. I don't know. So like
Doom 3 or Doom 4, whatever it is quite a current game.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
crazy.
Quite well received.
Right.
Loads of people do loads of stuff. A lot of Fortnite's big on there, and FIFA now.
Right.
But a lot of streamers do Jackbox and games where you can play along.
Cool.
Definitely flossing, and they do that one as well, don't they?
I can't
Yeah,
see you.
I mean, you're literally. I mean, the listeners can't see you because it's a podcast, and we can't see you because you're sitting in the dark. You absolute loser. So if people want to check out
Twitch, the dancing,
a lot
Fortnites.
of females do ASMR in no clothing as well.
nice.
And it's Twitch TW.
I'm not sure. Right? Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that. This might come across as.
Twatch, isn't it?
Oh, Michael, you're an appalling man. I'm not. This might come across as like virtue signalling or whatever, but there are one or two ASMR channels that I can't watch just because they make it blatantly sexy, and that's. I'll be honest with you, not really what I'm watching those videos for. So if people wanted to get you on Twitch, how can they find you?
We go under Harry's username, so it's under Mr. Hastastic.
Yeah.
So basically, you just type that into Twitch, and there will be.
Brilliant. I mean, you'll get a massive influx, I imagine, from all our thousands and thousands of podcast subscribers over the next few days. Anyway, moving on, let's get on to the topic of our podcast tonight. We're here to talk about food. So as we always do when we get someone who's a new guest, we want to ask you some random questions to get to know you and to get to know your opinions about food. So what I need from you, Rerra, are 3 numbers between 1 and 10. Now, it's up to you. You give me them all at once, or you can give me them one at a time. It's entirely your choice.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4, okay. I want a child. I want... Back to R. Kelly.
Kelly.
I want one food from your childhood that you miss. And this is where I feel old again, because you're going to say something that came out when I was 27.
That I miss? What, they don't do anymore?
Yes. A favourite product from your childhood that you wish they still made.
Snowflake.
Oh, the snowflake.
Oh, yeah, it's a popular one.
Yeah, it is a popular one, that, isn't it? A lot
Yeah.
of people miss the snowflake. Are you listening, Cadbury? Nope, they're not. Okay, another number, please, Rerra.
8.
8. Do you have any weird food quirks?
See, I don't think this is weird, but this gives Harry anxiety.
Brilliant.
I would put mayo in my beans.
Oh.
Oh.
No, that's weird. That's really weird.
Yeah, that
Weird.
is
It's weird.
definitely
That's
not.
No, that's very odd. That
I can relate to the anxiety.
yeah,
feeling.
that's a food contamination kind of thing. I'm not having that. No, bad
No, you have
times.
to mix it all together.
I don't, and I'm not. I'm not
You
going
haven't
to.
lived.
No, oh,
You haven't lived until you've had mayo beans.
disgusting. No. Harry's absolutely right. You're an appalling human being. A final number, please, then.
Number 9.
Okay, number 9. If you had to ban... It's quite a lengthy question, so keep up. If you had to ban one person in history from eating a particular food, why would it be Sean, DWMC, and pineapple?
Right. We went out for a meal on Saturday, and Sean is the slowest eater known to man. And we were sat in this restaurant for 40 minutes while he ate a whole plateful of pineapple. 40 minutes to eat a plate of pineapple.
What restaurants are you going to where a plate of pineapple is a dish?
Cosmos, like a buffet.
Right.
And it got...
Still weird.
Yeah.
And it got to the point where I literally stood up and was like, I'm going home now. And walked off.
Yeah,
I could not take any more.
Brilliant. So, is it like an all-you-can-eat buffet?
Yeah.
Right.
So they have like Thai, Indian, Chinese.
And you can keep going back?
Yeah.
So, while he's sitting there eating a plate of pineapple, there's nothing stopping you from eating some more food? And
I was like 4 plates down at this point.
Right.
I was done.
Is he just generally a slow eater, or is it just the pineapple that's the problem?
He is a really slow eater. It takes him about 2 hours to eat a kebab.
What? What? Oh,
It's painful.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I'm an inhaler. I really do like just suck it down. But yeah, yeah, all right. But my wife's a slow eater, but not that bad at all. Like, I know I eat fast. In fact, coming up soon on Food Review UK, video proof that I eat quick. But that's ridiculous. Yeah.
It was making me more angry the more he was eating. But it wasn't even a big plate.
Brilliant.
It was horrendous.
Appalling.
That's
appalling behaviour, Sean. Appalling. You need to up your food speed, food eating. For a man who makes his living, makes his career out of doing challenges on YouTube, you'd imagine that he'd be able to put a bit of food away quickly, wouldn't you? You know, it's a staple of the challenge video world, isn't it? Being able to chuck some food down you. That is appalling. Pathetic behaviour.
I don't understand. He gets a plate of pineapple anyway.
Yeah, that's weird. That's the bit I can't understand in this entire situation.
Is it? Do you not like pineapple, Michael?
I do like pineapple actually. Yeah, but I mean, like Harvester do pineapple, don't they? It'd be like going to a buffet and just getting a load of that. Just buy a pineapple, mate. A pineapple's not 15 quid. Pineapple's quid. Fresh, juicy.
Correct. How's your beer, Michael?
Yeah, it's good. It's so odd. I've got Thornbridge Tart Bakewell Sour, which you have reviewed on the channel, haven't you?
Correct.
Which is why I was fascinated when you had it. So I've got it. I'm not a beer person. I'm not some sort of beer man. But it's fascinating. It is so sour. If you've never had a sour beer, have it. It's literally like Warhead soda. It's blowing my mind. I don't dislike it.
Do you think could this convert you to drinking beers?
It very much feels like a gateway, but let's not count our egg hatch.
Let's not count our egg hatch. Yeah, never count your egg hatch. Right, with egg hatching out of the way, let's get on to Spot of Quivia. Quivia, yeah, it's Quivia time to play Quivia. Yeah, it's Quivia time to play Quivia. It's like a cross between some trivia and a quiz, and as such it stands apart. The two of those two aforementioned words. Quivia, yeah, it's Quivia time to play Quivia. Quivia, yeah, it's Quivia time to play Quivia. Are you ready, guys?
Whoa! Yeah.
Right. Oh, the tremendous pressure of planning Quivia in the absence of Nathan Peterson makes you really appreciate the hard work that he does every week, every fortnight to plan Quivia. Now, I've come under attack in the past for Quivia that's been either ridiculously difficult to follow or Quivia that's just gone off on a complete tangent and hasn't really been about the subject. But I've really, really tried tonight. So what I've got for you, I've got 5 questions. They're all straightforward answers. There's no numerical kind of things. It should be nice and easy. 5 questions, okay? I'll ask you the question first, then I'll ask for your answers each in turn. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, so all of these relate to Indian food because that's our topic tonight. Okay, question 1, and this is going to go to Rerra first.
Great.
Statistics indicate that Indians have the lowest rate of meat consumption in the world. India, in fact, has more vegetarians than the rest of the world put together. According to a 2006 Hindu State of the Nation survey, what percentage of Indians living in India are vegetarian? Rerra.
I'm going to say 62%.
62%. I've just knocked my jug and in turn a small Lego Star Wars vehicle over. Never mind. Right. Rerra. Question 1, 62%. Michael Jamieson, what are you going for?
First of all, I'd like to commend the information that you gave us, the fact. I think that's a very fascinating comment to make. And I'd say if there's more vegetarians than the rest of the world put together, did you say?
I did, that's what I said, yeah.
Is that part of the question, or is that part of that's true fact?
It's just a true fact. It's just a statement that gives some background to the question. There are more vegetarians in India than the rest of the world put together. But what percentage of Indians are vegetarian?
Mental. So that's got to be high then. That's got to be like, what, 87%?
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah, I think so.
87%. Now, usually Nathan Peterson, what he does is he waits till the end and he gives you the answers. I'm going to put the pressure on. I'm going to give you them as we go along.
Ooh.
Question 1. It's 31%. Rerra was closer. Rerra gets the point.
It's what, sorry?
31%.
I never get points.
Well done.
31% of a nation is more vegetarians than anywhere else.
Yeah,
than everywhere else combined.
There's a lot of people in India, Michael.
Fucking hell! All the people from the sounds of it. My God.
Yeah, something like 330 million people in India. So about 100 million of them are vegetarian, which is more than there are in the rest of the world. So a lot of
They don't even.
Are you Googling
They don't even have. No, they don't even have Whole Foods, do they? In India, so where do they buy all their food from?
Grow it.
Whole Foods India.
A lot of the vegetarianism in India is caused by poverty. Some of it is religious. A large majority of Hindus are vegetarian at various parts of the year, but this is people who are vegetarian all year round. So there's some religious vegetarianism and some poverty-led vegetarianism. It's not entertaining, but it's true. Okay, question 2.
Well, there actually is Whole Foods in India, so maybe that's why some of them are suffering from poverty. Maybe they used to shop there.
Why are you referencing a shop that we don't have in the UK?
What we do, mate? What are you talking about?
Where?
Sorry, mate. If you come to a place called London, where we've also got the internet and shit, you fucking Neanderthal.
Question 2. This also goes to Rerra first. The Hindustan Coffee House was the first Indian restaurant in the United Kingdom. It was opened by Sakdeen Mohammed, who was a captain in the British East India Company in George Street in London. But in which year did that Hindustan Coffee House, the first Indian restaurant in the UK, open? And that's going to Rerra.
Oh, I don't know. 1983.
Oh my lord!
I actually know this one as well.
Rerra?
Of course you do. You've got Google in front of you.
Rerra, do you think that there wasn't an Indian restaurant in the UK until I was 5 years old? You think that I predate Indian cuisine in the UK? What is older, the Great British tradition of the good English curry, or Stuart? Stuart, it's definitely Stuart.
No.
Amazing.
Definitely. Yeah.
Right, Michael, go on. Just go 1 year later.
Later. Don't think so. You're catching me out on that one. No, it's I like 1935, which is probably still too much.
1935. Michael Jameson gets the point. It was 1810. The year 1810, 208 years ago. Not.
Am I getting confused with
35 years ago? Are you getting confused between Chinese? I mean, you probably are. You daft racist, yeah.
It's the Asian one, isn't it?
Oh, let's not go there. Yeah, it only stayed open for a year. It shut down because it wasn't doing very well. But didn't stop other people having a go, did it? Right, question number 3. Here we go. 3. 80% of UK Indian restaurants are not owned by Indian restaurateurs. Which nationality makes up the majority of Indian restaurant owners in the UK? And I will go to Michael Jameson.
Oh, I know the answer. I 100% know the answer. Are we allowed to pick the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I am 100% certain on this. It is Bangladeshi.
Bangladeshi. Okay, Rerra.
Oh, yeah, Bangladesh/Bangladeshi.
Yeah, Rerra, what you going for?
I'm going the same as him. After my last answer.
Wise move, yeah. 80% of British Indian restaurants are actually Bangladeshi owned, correct? Going into question 4, you are drawing 2 points each. This is where we separate the men from the boys, or the... I don't know where I'm going. Here we go. The wheat from the chaff, yeah. There we go. Okay. Most people realise that Britain's most popular Indian dish, chicken tikka masala, is not an Indian invention, but actually Glaswegian. What escapes some people's knowledge is that the origin of another staple of the curry house, the vindaloo, is similarly not Indian. It does have roots in Goa, but like most Goan cuisine, originally comes from which European country? Rerra.
I have no idea. No idea.
You gotta give me a country. Give me a country, Rerra.
Is this a really bad time to say I'm not very clever?
It's all right. You're up against Michael.
A European country.
Correct.
Norway.
Norway. Where did you just pull that from? Amazing. Michael?
So, okay. Vindaloo, potatoes. I'm just going to have to go with potatoes being Irish. I'm going to say Ireland.
Ireland.
Yeah, just because it's got potato in. I don't know.
Brilliant. The name comes from carne de viña d'Alios, which means meat with wine and garlic in Portuguese. It's a Portuguese. No points for either of you there. So it's still even going into the final round.
I'm not very good at this.
Oh, here we go. It's anyone's game. Morrison's Vindaloo was touted to be the hottest supermarket curry when it was made using Naga chilies, but has now been surpassed after complaints it was not hot enough. However, what strain of chili did Morrison's use to create the searing 8 chili spice warning fiery foul? What chili did they go for to up the spice over the Naga? Rerra.
I should know this from Where's My Challenge?
You should. I put this in there for you. I thought you'd know your chilies.
I'm going to go the Carolina Reaper.
Oh, the hottest chili in the world, the Carolina Reaper. Michael Jameson.
I was going to go Carolina Reaper, but maybe to make things interesting, I'll go with Ghost Chili, aka, I believe it's also known as the Scorpion Chili, the Butch T Scorpion Chili.
The Scorpion Chili, the Ghost/Scorpion Chili. It is the Scorpion Chili.
Whoa!
It will
That's
only.
my second answer.
They're only going to sell this new curry to people over 16, and they're going to ask them for ID. The Scorpion is the current 4th hottest chili in the world. 1.5 million Scoville units. Well done, Michael. 3-2. 3-2.
Thank you.
Taking the lead.
I've got two things to say about that. First is maybe we should do a review of it. The second is, do you know, bonus Quivia fact, do you know what the Scoville scale is?
Yes.
Because, okay, well, let's all explain what it is then. So it's,
you explain it first.
So what it means is when the number is not just an arbitrary number that's it's the last one.
Correct.
It means that you need that many parts of water to dilute it down to not have any effect.
Yes.
I think that's fucking fascinating.
Yeah. Particularly when you're talking about, I think the Scorpion's something like 1.2 million. And the Carolina Reaper something like 1.8 or something ridiculous. Yeah. Chilies.
Harry's chili knowledge is going.
Go on.
You know he knows too much about chilies.
Go on.
He's left. He's just there not agreeing.
He's fuming about it. He's fuming.
I cleaned up many a chilies in my day from Where's My Challenge.
Oh, I couldn't do one of those super hot chilies. What have you done, Michael? Which ones have you done?
I've done the Komodo dragon and the butch tea.
Right, so you've done the Scorpion.
Have you ever done the extracts?
Nope.
They're brutal.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I mean, the fucking other ones were brutal enough, so I think I'll be all right. No, I think I would. I think I'd weep with the extracts because that is just. I mean, the others were unbearable. The first one I did lasted longer though.
It's when you get that, when they last for ages, and about 10-15 minutes into it, you get the panic that it's never going to stop and you're going to die, and you get that serious chili panic. Ones where they're super, super hot and then it fades fairly quickly. That's doable. But then when they just sit in you for ages and you're sweating and you do that kind of hiccupy
cramps.
Yeah, bad
Chili
times.
cramps.
Bad times. Yeah.
I nearly had to take Lewis to hospital because of that.
Really?
Wow.
They done the chili blender.
Oh.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, but
I should say I didn't swallow.
Nate here. If you're like me and have a dangerous amount of disposable income that you can't be trusted with, why not head on over to patreon.com and give some of it to your favourite food review channel and podcast provider. And while you're there, why not give us some money? Way! Nah, but seriously, patreon.com/Food Review UK. Help us get Gossy some new glasses or something. He looks ridiculous.
Right, moving on. Let's get away from Quivia and Michael's inappropriate innuendo and get on to the main section of our podcast tonight. We're here to talk about Indian food and all of the wonderful things that it incorporates. And I think the best way of getting us started is, what are our favourite Indian dishes? We're going to start with starters. What are your favourite Indian starters or kind of side dishes, let's say? I'm not talking about sundries, I'm not talking about your rice and naan, I'm talking about your starters or side dishes. What are your favourites? What are your go-tos, Rerra?
Don't really have starters.
What?
Not really a starter person.
Nothing at all?
No, not apart from poppadoms.
You do poppadoms?
Poppadoms with mango
Right.
chutney.
Just with just mango chutney?
Yeah.
Oh. See, see, for me, all of the chutneys. There's some. If I'm at home, there'll be mango chutney. There'll be lime pickle. There'll be a kind of yogurt and meat thing. Yogurt and mint, not yogurt and meat. I don't really like raita because of the cucumberiness. But what I buy, you know those bottles? They're like big litre bottles of snide sauces that you can get from Morrison's. I think they're called Crucials, and they're like a chili sauce, a barbecue sauce. They do a yogurt and mint one of those. That's belting on a poppadom. And when I go to the Indian restaurant, I like to get some of those. You know, you get the the onions, the chopped onions with the whatever they're in, and all those bits and bobs. I very much enjoy poppadoms. How do you feel about poppadoms, Michael?
Fucking adore poppadoms.
Great, aren't they?
I actually have them plain. I have them one of two ways, either plain or, very interestingly, I had only seen this in one Indian restaurant until but 3 weeks ago when I saw it in my second ever Indian restaurant, and that is like sweetened desiccated coconut type thing. So that's really nice. It's like in the first place I'd only seen it, it was like bright orange, but in this next place it just had some sort of seasoning in. But it's basically just sweetened coconut. That's really nice. But yeah, fucking adore poppadoms.
Yeah, with belting. What about other starters for you then, Michael?
It sits in. If we're talking actual starters, not side dishes, then there's two. There's two, and there's never any others. And it should be stated that I don't often get a starter, but I do occasionally. It will be the meat samosa, or it will be the actually sort of free, or the chicken tikka, or the mixed grill starter. What's the laughter all about?
Samosa's a good choice.
No, they're like beginners.
Yeah,
they're like children's beginners Indian food.
Oh, go on then.
I very much enjoy a puri. The puri, it's the kind of the puffed up, the fried,
Deep fried chicken mince, right?
Not necessarily. Doesn't need to be chicken. I like a prawn puri. I like a paneer puri. But it's a fried, puffed up, kind of like a roti, I suppose, or chapati, like little bread-based pastry kind of thing, with a delicious filling in it. I'm not really a fan of those. I'm not a fan of a kind of tandoori chicken or a chicken tikka or a mixed grill or the which is it, the Sikh kebab, the one that my father-in-law calls dog turd.
Yeah, the minced one that poo,
that looks like poo. I do like, however, after chastising you for your junior choices, I do like an onion bhaji.
Oh, come on, basic bitch. I mean, obviously I like them as well, but I take issue with the fact that you were criticising me and then drop that one. Onion
bhajis can be immense. Like, if you get them from, like...
Puffy.
Yes. But if you get them from... I've had some from food festivals, kind of street food stalls, that have been amazing. Like, really crispy and just great. Great. I mean, I like a shit onion bhaji. You know, ones where they're even a little bit doughy. I even quite like them.
Yeah. Even the flat ones from supermarkets.
Those weird flat ones.
The weird flat ones.
I keep thinking that one of those as part of a stack burger would be fairly awesome.
Oh my god! That
would be incredible.
Yeah.
So MJ is 100% doing the big buck.
But don't do that though, eh?
That's fine.
Yeah.
This is a recent thing. I think people get uppity. You can do an Australian accent, you can do an Irish accent, but until the cows come home. As soon as you do an Indian accent, but like, you're being racist. Oh, fuck off.
Oh God. It wasn't the accent that you were doing. It was just the fact that you can't do it properly. What patty would you put on an onion bhaji burger? Would you do it with beef, or would you go chicken, or even a lamb patty?
Pork.
Oh.
Interesting. That's bold.
Yeah.
I think I'd go. I think it would work with beef or chicken actually.
Yeah. Or pork.
I'm gonna try it.
Lamb.
I'll do it. I'll get McDonald's and I'll put it in there.
Oh, don't.
And maybe some sort.
Don't get a McDonald's.
Maybe like a korma mayo or something. No, it's happening. I'm doing it.
Right. McDonald's, ridiculous. Right, let's get on to mains then. Rerra, once you've not bothered having a starter, what are you going to have for your mains? Well, you've sat there starving while we all have our starters. Probably
Sean's eating his pineapple.
Probably complaining because we're taking too long.
I can't talk about Sean and his pineapple. It just makes me too mad. I would either have a tikka, because I'm boring.
What, a tikka masala?
Yeah. Or a biryani.
Right.
Fan of that. Or a lamb sag?
With the spinach, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Also I don't know what it's called, but it's like the spinach dish with the cheese in it.
Sag paneer.
Sag paneer.
Belting.
Yeah. All over that.
Love it. Love paneer. Yeah. Paneer's great.
Yeah. Yeah, I've only recently tried paneer and surprisingly good.
Oh, supposedly very easy to make, Michael. Like super easy to make. Like takes a couple of days, that's all.
Yeah, it's like curd, right? It's literally just cheese curd.
Yeah. Yeah, make it. What are you gonna have?
Yeah, no, I mean,
what are you gonna have with this chicken tikka masala or lamb sag? What are you having on the side?
Well, either mushroom rice
whoa.
or keema rice.
Keema.
Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Keema rice. Wow. I've never delved into rices with additions in the Indian.
Oh, keema rice.
You haven't lived.
But is it not just rice with a bit of mince in it?
It'll change your life.
The flavour that permeates throughout the whole rice.
Does it not get in the way of the curry?
No. Compliments.
Right. Anything else that you're going to have with it, Rerra? Any naan or anything of that ilk?
If I have a mushroom rice, I'll have a keema naan.
Right.
This is it. It's the balance, yeah.
Yeah. Or a Peshwari naan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All over that.
Correct. And would you have a full rice and a full naan? I suppose you haven't had a starter, have you? You know, you can...
Yeah, no, I'm all over the naan and rice.
You can double that up. How do you feel about chips?
All about the carbs.
How do you feel about chips with a curry?
I think chips should go with curry.
Right. But would you order them?
Yeah.
So you're having rice, chips, and naan.
I am all about that carb life.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah, I can't really criticise you for your lack of starters. If you're triple carbing on your main meal, you're showing some commitment, and you should not be chastised for not having a starter. Michael, what are you having?
You judge too soon.
But I retract my judgment. That's the thing about me. I judge easily, but I also easily retract. I'm like a automatic pen. Michael Jameson, while Rerra's triple carbing, what are you doing?
That's very commendable, Stuart.
Thank you.
So I need to explain something that I've been toying with before I explain my choices, which will frame the rant that I'm about to go into. There's a gaming channel called actually I don't know what it's. Jim Sterling, the Jimquisition and all that, and he sort of examines controversies in the gaming industry. And the more that I get angry about the food industry, the more I want to become the version of him for the food industry. So maybe that will happen at some point. Maybe I'll do like a show where I expose the fucking dickers, like Cadbury, just phoning it in with the goo heads. They're just wanting to release the cream eggs every fucking year, every fucking seasonal event. Anyway, enough of that. So that frames the rant that I'm about to go on. So Pasanda, chicken Pasanda is where my heart lies. I will absolutely settle for a korma, but it doesn't quite have the depth of flavour or the creaminess of the Pasanda, although they're extremely fucking similar. But Pasanda is where it's at. It's creamy almond curry, basically. Sometimes it will be made with cashew, but I've come across two variations that I'm going to stick in the top. And each of them I've only seen at one curry house. The first one was one from my teen years, which was and I've tried Googling in it, and it's vaguely similar, but I think this curry house did it a special way. It was a chicken badami. It was basically a korma with a pistachio base. Like, amazing. Then the curry house that's near me, my sort of joint favourite curry house, they do something called a chicken akbari, which is like bright orange. It's basically a pasanda, but with cashew as well, or mainly cashew base. Absolutely incredible. I should probably mention that Misty Ricardo, great YouTuber who makes curries, we collaborated on a video where I said make a curry with X ingredients, and he made it, and it was like it was literally like a full-on pistachio curry, and that is when I made it. He like he made a recipe, tweaked the recipe, and then did a video on it, and then when I recreated it, that recipe was fucking incredible and probably one of the best things I've ever cooked. It was so good. The man's a genius. So I like my nut curries.
Oh, I miss nuts.
You miss nuts?
I can't have them because Harry's got an allergy.
Oh, what? What? Oh, get a grip, man. Ridiculous.
It ruins my life.
Oh, that's bad. Yeah.
How bad is his allergy?
All the nuts.
It would kill him.
Quite bad.
Yeah, it's nearly the worst,
There
isn't it?
has been times where I've eaten something, a curry with nuts in, and I'm like, sorry.
as he's lying on a hospital bed, like massive, like Violet Beauregard puffed up and purple. It's not something to laugh at, Michael.
Well, no, I'm not laughing. It was nervousness.
Right, what you having with these curries then, Michael?
It's all about the balance, isn't it? So whatever you have for the main will dictate what you have as a side. Yeah, generally because I do get the creamy curries almost exclusively, I will get keema rice. Keema rice is the best rice. However, I do not 100% of the time get rice. I do, however, 100% of the time get chips. And some people will, you will, this is the runny bit, you will fucking find that people are, you fucking idiot, why are you having chips with your curry, you fucking fiend, have a rice, have a pilau, do you like chips and curry sauce? Oh yeah, I love chips. Well, why are you being so fucking hypocritical then? Fucking idiots, absolute idiots. I'm telling you, these are the same people who have chips and curry sauce. Oh, you don't have a problem with chips and curry sauce, but no, as soon as you put chips with curry, which fucking comes in sauce, yeah, fucking idiots. So fuming, but no, chips works great with curry. A bit of salt on the chips.
Do you triple carb?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be getting a number. Like I say, because I used to double sweet it, so I used to get creamy curry and then Peshwari naan, but because it doesn't go so great together, I usually get a keema naan. However, I am slowly transitioning into a fairly consistent cheese naan. Yeah, I'm getting on the cheese naan hype.
Oh, I need to write that down. What, slowly transitioning into a fairly consistent cheese naan. Brilliant. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the podcast title. Right.
Yeah, cheese. Love a cheese naan.
I like those sweet almondy coconutty curries, like for example the Pasanda, but I like spicy food, so for me they don't hit it. I was in an Indian restaurant in Huddersfield once. I wish I knew the name of it so I could name and shame them, because I asked the waiter, I said, what I'd really like is a Pasanda, but I want it spicy, and he looked at me and he went, you mean a Madras then? No, I don't mean a Madras. I mean a Pasanda, but spiced up. Like literally, if you make me a Pasanda and put a load of fresh green chilies in it, I'd be happy with that, I suppose. But I'm sure the chef can do. Yeah, you mean a Madras then? And like it just like what a patronising. Because I get that that a lot of Indian restaurant staff are probably annoyed with drunk blokes going in going, give me the hottest curry that you do, and like just dickheads going in and being a pain in the butt. But I genuinely wasn't, for once in my life I wasn't being a pain in the backside. I knew what I wanted. I wanted a creamy curry, but I wanted it to have some spice, so as a consequence I just kind of avoid those creamy curries, even though I quite like them. So when I'm choosing a curry, I tend to go straight to a a restaurant specialities or a chef specialities page and look for something that's, if it's got, if the curries go up to 3 chilies, I'll look for a 2 or a 3. If they go up to 4, I'll look for a 3. I don't want the hottest thing on the menu, but I want something that's going to be nice and spicy. I've had a nice curry recently that was called a Tal, THAAL. That was nice, quite a dry, spicy curry. I like those drier curries, with an abundance of peppers and onions and spices, ideally with some kind of mixed meats. If a curry's got a lamb chop in it at some point, I'm always going to be impressed by that. Another thing that I like, because I'm like a terminal hipster, if there's a curry described as being a staff curry or the type of curry that we would eat at home, I will choose that because, I'm a knob. I go, oh wow, this is the kind of curry that a real Indian person would eat. So this is the curry that I will eat. And there is a curry place near us that does a staff. They call it the staff curry, and it is nice. It's just a kind of generic, delicious curry. I'm not a chips with curry man. I'm not gonna have a go at you for it. It's just not something I would ever order.
You're missing out.
I mean, the thing is, I can conceivably imagine what chips with my curry is going to be. Have I had chips with curry sauce? Yes. Have I had chips? Yes. Have I had a curry? Yes. Can I make that mental leap and put the two together and imagine what it would be like? I don't think I'm going to be missing out massively. I'm not on this. I've never been on this rice with things added. I'll try it. I'm not sure I'll go full keema.
Do it.
Well, the keema's a problem because my wife's vegetarian. Mushroom rice would be a problem because mushrooms are for idiots, and so I don't know what else there is. I don't even get pilau rice when I go to an Indian restaurant. I just get boiled rice. I get plain rice.
You're so judgmental on everyone else's curries.
I think it's unnecessary. The flavour is in the curry. I don't need my rice to add anything additional, he says, and then discloses that he also gets a Peshwari naan, which is the most flavoursome of all of the naans. But a very much half rice, half naan situation. I'll share a rice and a naan with my wife because we've had starters. I struggle to eat a full curry, I never get to the end of it. What are you doing, Michael?
Taking my socks off.
Brilliant. Amazing.
Thought I was achieving it quite stealthily.
Yeah. I never get to the end of a curry without leaving a massive amount of rice. Curry sauce, I'll try and soldier on and eat all the meat, but I'll usually leave an element of sauce behind. Often a touch of naan will be left. I overface myself at the beginning. I'll eat too many poppadoms. And
this is why you don't get starters.
Well, who's being judgmental now, Rerra?
I'd like to move on to the next natural lead-on question, which is, do you have it in the morning? But I don't want to forget to say two things. First of all, have you ever heard of a ceylon? I'm not certain if it's pronounced that way. Ceylon. Ceylon.
Yeah, it's
familiar?
I'm familiar with the country, which is now called Sri Lanka, but was known as Ceylon until about 40 years ago. Yeah, or Ceylon, as some people call it.
I suspect that's where this curry comes
I imagine so.
It's basically a hot korma. It's like coconut, but it's hot. So maybe you should try that next time.
Yeah, no, that's worth a try. They do a lot of places now do a spicy tikka masala, don't they? Yeah, but.
Well, now you might have heard this story from Mr. Clements. He won't fucking drop it. Well, I was out for a curry with him and the troops once, and I happened to ask the Indian restaurant that we were in, do you have pistachios? Could you do anything like pistachio based? A pretty fucking normal question, and quite frankly, any self-respecting Indian restaurant would have, It may well just be they didn't have pistachios on the premises, and that's fine, whatever. But I asked if they could do that, and the response I got from them was like, no, And Chris has never let me drop that. He thought I was an idiot for asking for that. But I think it's like your question of having a hot korma.
Yeah.
It's not a fucking difficult thing. That's not a difficult thing for. And I would usually expect that the chefs would be happy to make something different and do that bespoke dish, give them a bit of creativity in the kitchen instead of just hammering out the same things over and over. You know, take a bit of pride in your work. I don't know.
Yeah, I completely agree. That's why I would never go back to that Indian restaurant because they're clearly not. They're not proud of the food. They're just slinging out curries for drunks. So that's not what I'm into. Not into. Go on. What was your question about curry for breakfast?
Yeah.
Never done it.
Wow.
Never done it.
I'm just talking about like leftover.
Obviously. I mean, but obviously you're not talking about preparing it. No. I would never have appropriate leftovers to do it. Like I say, I would always try and eat the meat and not leave any of that behind.
Not leave any of the sauce behind. Brilliant.
You're not gonna want like a few scraps of rice and naan and a bit of random dopiaza sauce warmed up.
Oh, you say that?
I do. Just did.
When you're hungover, it is good.
Really?
Mm.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I don't get hangovers. I don't drink, so.
What?
What? Yeah.
Do you get drunk? You get drunk, obviously, right? You get drunk.
Me? No,
Yeah.
mate. No, mate. Never heard of it.
Okay.
Never heard of it, mate. I get the warmed up. You know, my brother used to, when he was a young man, used to buy 2 kebabs on his at the end of his night out. One to eat and one to just pop under his pillow for the morning after.
Incredible.
Little present to your future self. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
But no. Pizza warmed up for breakfast next morning. Yeah, but curry.
No, cold.
What?
Yeah, cold pizza the next day.
No, incorrect. In the pan, isn't it,
Skillet
Michael?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Yes, in the pan is
In the
the best
pan.
way.
In the pan.
You got to make sure you don't burn it like I did this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
I need a lid for the. You do definitely need a lid for the pan so that it heats up the top. But that's a work in progress for me.
Never heard of putting pizza in a pan.
Yeah.
Oh, it changed my life, sort of. Not very much, but a little bit.
Changed the way you reheated pizza. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to do it in the microwave. Then someone
Oh.
told me about the oven. Then I did it in the oven. And then I found out about this pan method. Fucking hell.
Yeah. The pan method. Anyway, moving on. So we know what we like. Three options. Dead straightforward. Takeaway.
I should say I love Sagaloo as well.
Good. Thank you for talking while you were interrupting them, Michael.
Yeah. Carry on.
Right. 3 options. Dead straightforward. Takeaway, restaurant, homemade. Shoot. Rerra.
Oh.
Takeaway.
Really?
Mhm.
Okay. Rank them. What would come next?
Probably supermarket and then homemade because I can't cook.
Right. Yeah. Supermarket. I should have put that in there as an option, shouldn't I? Ready meal.
Oh, did you not?
No, I didn't. No. It's okay though. You go off piste if you want. Yeah. So.
Taking it up as I go along.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not Nathan Peterson's not here. We can just disregard the schedule. I'm not a schedule Nazi like Nathan. Michael, what are you saying? Takeaway, restaurant, supermarket, ready meal, homemade. You do that. You're a curry champ though, aren't you? You do the BIR thing. So I imagine your homemade curries to us would be like a takeaway or a restaurant standard curry.
Yeah, literally, like not blowing my own trumpet because.
You haven't had the ribs removed to do that.
You can't. You don't know. Anyone who knows me well will know that I am quite arrogant, but that also I will. I'd like to think I'm quite a charming mixture of arrogant, but also massively self-deprecating. No,
I think you got it right first time.
self-deprecating. So I am definitely still on my culinary journey. We moved out from home probably 6 years ago now, something like that. So I've been learning to cook ever since then. And there's some things that I get right. I'm excellent at burgers now. I'm very comfortable with my chili, but my I still haven't nailed spaghetti bolognese, I don't think. But I'm slowly cracking Italian cuisine. But Indian, easily the most impressive food that I cook. And it's not my own recipes. It is the phenomenon that is BIR, British Indian Restaurant Style Cuisine. It's incredibly easy to achieve at home. You just need to learn some like the basic techniques. You need the base gravy. You need to make the base gravy, which is very, very easy. Misty Ricardo, again, I'll plug it again because his recipes are just phenomenal. Like to make chicken tikka that is literally better than some restaurants that I've had. It's being able to do that at home is just so rewarding, and it is amazing. And it literally, when you cook these dishes, literally this does taste like restaurant quality. That being said, you're still fucking cooking it yourself, and I'll pretty much always I think I'm going to go takeaway first, restaurant second, and then homemade last. And the reason that it'd be in that order is because I think eating out carries with it the automatic feeling that you should have of shame. Whereas if I get takeaway at home, I won't feel shame for ordering chips, naan bread, rice, side, main, and poppadoms. Whereas I probably wouldn't order that in a restaurant environment.
Madness. So your BIR curry recipes, do you think someone like, for example, Rerra, who professes to not be able to cook, would be able to create a restaurant standard curry? Or does it need your kind of learner level of expertise to be able to make it happen?
I think it needs very basic, because you need to, it may sound stupid, but you need to be able to like operate like a frying pan. There are like, so, yeah, fine then. Yeah, probably fine. I mean, literally the steps are: put a load of stuff in a pan and boil it. Blend it. So ideally you need a blender, ideally a hand blender. Then you basically freeze that, and then it's just the tikka. Again, it's not particularly hard. You just marinate it for like three. I marinate it for 3 days. You can marinate it anywhere from like 1 to, I think, 5 is the maximum you should do. And grill that up. Again, it's not like you oil. It's like semi-advanced techniques such as oiling the chicken, and then when before you flip it, oiling it again. Like it's easy stuff. So it doesn't stick, and it stays moist, blah, blah, blah. So it's knowing the reasons behind the steps that you're doing as well. Like one of the slightly more advanced step, again, not a difficult step, but just something that isn't obvious, is that you want, when you're cooking the curry down, you want it to catch around the outside of the pan, and you don't want to be constantly moving it, because when it chars and burns, not burns, but chars and goes hard on the outside of the pan, that's the complex flavors, including the onion, further caramelizing and enriching the whole curry, and then you scoop it all in. So you want to do that a few times. There's little things like that, but it's not a hard process. It's when you're actually putting the curry together, it's pouring in it's like cooking the first spices and whatnot. Honestly, the hardest thing is actually getting some of the spices. But with eBay and so many sort of Indian supermarkets around these days, like even Aylesbury has got an Indian food market that's got these kind of things. Probably the hardest ingredient to find that is not that you can't get in Tesco or whatever is methi leaves, and that is like, just the flavour of methi leaves is just so, you'll be like, oh shit, that's what that is. It smells really interesting, but and you could just buy that from eBay. In fact, you could probably just buy methi leaves, and that would improve any curry. The one thing I will say though is that in my opinion, you cannot do a good korma not BIR style. If you did coconut milk and korma paste, I think it'd be fucking shit, because I tried it. I tried to make a good curry so many times before I discovered BIR, and I was so disappointed with all of them.
Wow. Right, you've got to give it a go then, Rerra. You'll have to try one of Michael's recipes and let us know how you get on.
I'll film it. I tried to make a cake and film it, and it went horrendously wrong. So
brilliant.
I'll film myself making a curry.
Either you're going to get a good curry or a good video out of it. So amazing. I would say for me, my order of preference would be restaurant, takeaway, then homemade. But the inverse of that is the actual frequency of how often I eat it. So I will have homemade far more frequently than I will have a takeaway, and I will have a takeaway more frequently than I have restaurant. But I enjoy going to the Indian restaurant. I enjoy the social aspects of it and trying different things. If I go to an Indian restaurant, I'm probably going to try something different. Whereas if I get it at home or it's from a takeaway, I'm probably just going to end up having the same thing. And I like trying different curries. You know, I'm not settled on the curry that I want.
Social media, what does it mean to ya? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, hey, like, follow, retweet, make our day. Social media, what does it mean to ya? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, hey, like, follow, retweet, make our day.
You can find Food Review UK on Twitter at Food Review UK, Facebook also at Food Review UK, and on Instagram at FRUK. Check it out.
Right, spice level. Now, I think you two are both coming across as being like terminally unspicy people. What's going on? Like, how have we managed to have a podcast about Indian food with 2/3 of the people who seem to not particularly like spice? What's going on? Why don't you like spice, guys?
I never have. I'm not really a bit. I like the flavours. I just can't stand the after.
Yeah.
I don't want to sweat while I'm eating, and I don't want to get cramps, and I don't like my mouth feeling like it's on fire.
So if you're getting a tikka masala, like, I mean, there's a big difference between sweating, cramping, mouth on fire, which you might get from like a super hot fal or even a vindaloo or whatever, and a nice tasty spicy jalfrezi or something like that, where you get that. I don't choose the ridiculously spicy, but I like one of those the spicier end of medium for me, because I think the spice is part of it, and you've got all the other things with it that help to balance it out. I think that I suppose with spice, once you start working your way up, you don't sense the spice in those milder dishes anymore. You know, like, you can eat your tikka masala and it have that spicy flavour to you, not the hot spice, but that spicy flavour to you. But once you start eating the hotter curries, then I suppose you burn your taste buds off, don't you? And you don't pick up that more subtle spiciness.
I do have to say I do like the medium curries. Quite love. In fact, really, the only curry that I'll have as lamb will be Rogan Josh. Really, a really nice, because it's not always the best, but if you get it from a good place, it will have a really distinct savoury flavour, which is really nice. And actually, that goes well mixing it with a creamier curry. And probably my favourite one that I do at home is probably jalfrezi, which is obviously a medium-ish one. Just because you can absolutely nail the takeaway flavour of jalfrezi, like absolutely 100%. But something else we've not touched upon is a buffet. Love an Indian buffet, because then it to justify spending what in the Aylesbury realm is about £7 to £8 a curry. You can't really justify ordering two. Whereas obviously if you're a buffet, you're going to smash a couple. So I love a buffet for that reason. I do mix my hot or my medium rather with my creamy
I do that at a buffet.
Yeah, correct.
An Indian buffet. Is this a thing?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know this. I've never come across it. I've come across the Chinese buffet. I've come across these kind of, although never been to, one of these global, like the Red Hot buffet or whatever, where they do different cuisines from all over the world. But never come across the Indian buffet.
You're missing out.
Indian. They are rarer, you're right. But, they are fucking phenomenal. I have to throw a shout out to my boy Jimmy now. I used to call it Jimmy Savile's for humour purposes. But
there's a theme. There's a theme to this week's podcast, isn't there?
There is, yeah. Jimmy Savile's. It is actually a chain, and there is actually one at the O2 in London. But the one that I frequented was in Luton. We used to go when we went to the casino in Luton. We'd park up, go to Jimmy's, then we'd go probably to the arcade for a little bit, and then go off to the casino. With Jimmy's, they are one of these sort of world buffet cuisines, but they had, whilst they did have the buffet section as well, they also had a fresh cook section as well, which was a long bar operated by several staff. So you had like a noodle bar where they would make the noodles live, really good. What was the other one? I can't remember. So they had a couple, like a dosa station, but they also had a fresh naan station. So they've literally got all these little dough balls lined up. You say which one you want. And so I would always get Peshwari because it was so fucking good. They'd hammer out the dough, put their lovely cherry, in this particular form, it was a cherry almond paste in the middle, and then they'd grill it up right on the tandoori oven right in front of you. And then a minute later, they'd get it out and be like, boom, and it would be steaming hot. They spread it with melted butter. Oh my fucking god, it's so good. But the one in Luton closed, so yeah, dead thing.
You mentioned there dosas. We haven't really talked about these kind of things tonight. But the Indian street food, the stuff that you're getting available now, it like bears so little resemblance to traditional British Indian cuisine, but it's so good. I haven't even thought about that while I've been planning tonight's podcast, because to me it feels like a completely different cuisine.
I agree.
There's a lot of vegetarian, a lot of vegan stuff, but some of the most delicious food I've eaten over the last couple of years has been Indian street food kind of stuff. Dosa, vada pav, spiced potato stuff, those delicious tamarind chickpeas and stuff that you just don't necessarily associate with traditional Indian food, but is beautiful. Should probably have thought about that while I was planning the podcast, shouldn't I? Yeah, never mind. Right.
Indian street food episode.
Indian street food episode, yeah. Another episode coming up. Right, one final thing to think about. When you're at the Indian restaurant, or you're eating your takeaway, or eating your homemade curry, what is the best drink to go with an Indian meal? Rerra.
Kingfisher beer.
Oh. Okay. Right.
All right. Beer, prude. Go on.
Do you know what? No, Kingfisher's better than Cobra. It's acceptable.
Yeah, good.
You know, I enjoy. I like a Kingfisher with my curry in an Indian restaurant.
So, what is the style of Indian beers?
What is the style of Indian beers? Most beers that we get over here that are Indian are just a very pale light lagers. Cobra's quite malty. Kingfisher's a little bit cleaner. I don't know an awful lot about Indian beer, to be honest. I mean, obviously my choice is beer. I wouldn't necessarily choose a Kingfisher if I was eating it at home. But similarly, I wouldn't want to choose a expensive, flavoursome beer. I would want just a fairly bog standard, something like a Brewdog Punk IPA or something, where it's pretty straightforward, but not. I'm not going to be destroying the flavours of a really expensive craft beer. But no, yeah, Kingfisher. What about Lassi? Have you ever done Lassi with a curry? No. I hadn't until recently.
It's like a
Lassi? It's like a yogurt drink. So you
I was going to say, that's not the yogurt drink, is it?
yeah, you get like sweetened lassi and you get mango lassi. I had it last Christmas on a works Christmas meal. We went to a curry place and we got jugs of lassi at the table, and it's belting. It's really good.
Really?
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Really good.
Oh, maybe I'll have to try that then.
And takes away the takes away the spice as well. It's like it's the perfect drink really to be having with your curry. A nice cooling, slightly sweet.
I've seen it, but I've never tried it.
I had just never ordered it because why would you when there's beer? But yeah, it's good. I implore anyone to try it. Try Lassi. It's nice. What would you get then, Michael? Because you're not until tonight, you were not a beer lad.
Yeah. This probably goes for most of the meals I eat. Actually, generally speaking, I prefer to have water with it. I prefer to just cleanse my palate and enjoy the flavours of the meal, and not over distort it. That goes out the window a little bit with things like burgers and whatnot, and sort of more American things. I'll maybe have a soda. Definitely if I'm out. Actually, even when I'm out, I order water, to be honest. But I like having there's quite an ongoing. I don't think I'd go as far as to say it's an ongoing frustration that Claire has with me, but an ongoing complaint perhaps, that she will always order a Coke and I will tend to have probably 3 to 4 very, very small sips throughout the meal, just as a very sharp and curt sort of just little bolt. But yeah, generally speaking, water. Certainly with a curry, it'll be water.
Wow. Right. Final question before we get on to playing a game. Dessert. Is it even a thing? With Indian food, is dessert even a thing? I mean, do Indian restaurants eat like when we did Chinese? You're like, oh, there's the pineapple fritter, which is a combination between a pineapple and a banana. There's the banana fritter and that kind of thing. But I can't even think of anything in terms of. Yeah, I'm sure I've been to Indian restaurants where they've had like bought-in ice cream products.
The little penguin.
Yeah, that kind of guy.
They do a lot of banana fritters, don't they?
In Indian restaurants.
Yeah, they're bang on that.
See, I'm not sure I've ever seen it. I can't even think. Like, I wish I had an Indian restaurant menu in front of me, or a computer with access to the internet. But I can't even.
It begins and ends with kulfi.
Kulfi, I mean, which is basically ice cream, isn't it?
Yeah, so generally I think it's cardamom spiced ice cream, and they usually come in certainly pistachio and mango are the main flavours. I love pistachio kulfi. I think it's. Hope I'm not offending anyone to say it's a little bit of a childish thing to have. I haven't had it in years, certainly at an Indian restaurant. I have on several occasions bought it from the supermarket and had like a tub of kulfi, but even that I haven't done in a couple of years, to be honest.
I know they like rice pudding and stuff as well.
Yeah. In terms of dessert, I've not, but Indian sweets. Have you ever had much to do with Indian sweets? I've been lucky over the years, having various students from India and have been brought in Indian sweets. And there's a particular Indian sweet called Sohan Papdi, which is just amazing. It's like it's like a very strange, flaky, almost Butterfinger has got that weird flaky texture, but then it gets stuck to your teeth. Imagine the flakiness of Butterfinger, but without the sticking to your teeth. Like it just dissolves in your mouth. You bite into it, and it's got that kind of that Butterfinger texture, but then it just dissolves, goes to nothing. It's insane. It's called Sohan Papdi.
I need this in my life.
Well,
that sounds amazing.
I keep going to. I've got a couple of places near me. I mean, obviously, I live in Manchester, and in Manchester, we've got a place called Rusholme, which has the Curry Mile, which is essentially a mile, 2 sides of the road, which is Indian takeaways, probably Bangladeshi takeaways, as we've already learnt tonight, and businesses and sweet shops. We've also got other places that sell Indian sweets on within a 3 or 4 mile drive of my house, and I just never buy them. Because so many of them are just you just don't know what they are. They're just so exotic. But when I've had them, in particular these sawn papdi, just insane. That would be my.
Looks amazing. I'm on Wikipedia. If you actually look at the photo on Wikipedia, it looks like there's a bit of fluff on the stuck to it.
It looks like there's a bit of fluff stuck to it.
Yeah, have a look at the main photo on Wikipedia. There's a bit of black fluff to the left of the leftmost cube.
A bit of black fluff to the left. I mean, I'm not sure whether that's traditional. I'm not sure that every plate of sawn papdi has to have a bit of black fluff to the left of the leftmost cube. But you can see the
maybe it's a Diwali thing.
Can you see the texture that I'm talking about there?
You've absolutely nailed the description.
It's belting stuff. So where Indian food might not necessarily be famous for its breadth of desserts, but the Indian sweets are a world where I certainly should delve further into. Do you know what I'll do? Right, the next time I'm at a place that's got an Indian sweets counter, I'll buy a little mix box, and I'll do a little video for the channel, and we'll explore the world of Indian sweets together, Michael. You, me, the subscribers, the 20,000 subscribers, 20,002 of us, all watching me eat sweets. That'd be nice.
I'd love that.
It'd be beautiful, won't it? It'd be a beautiful moment, very intimate. Right. I think we've pretty much covered Indian food, haven't we? Unless we've got anything that we want to add.
I don't think so, no.
Wicked. Right. Good. Brilliant. Rerra?
Yes?
It's time to play a game.
It's time to play a game. Let's play a game. It's called Sweeter or Savory. We pull the name of a foodstuff out of a hat. You tell us what you think about that. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory? Sugary or covered in salt. There's just no way to know. But you must predict. Will the next food stuff be sweeter or savory?
Right, Rerra, we rebooted the game 2 weeks ago, and the current high score is 3. So you've got a very, very good chance to go to the top of the leaderboard. Oh, I wish I'd done my research and found out what Harry got on this game.
1.
It's not possible to get 1. The lowest score possible is 2 because of the machinations of the game. But yeah, okay, 2 to beat then. Right, here we go. 2 to beat Harry, 3 to go top of the leaderboard. Right, the first product out of the Northern Flat Cap is, here we go, it is a very straightforward and very simple Margarita Pizza, and this is the 3rd time it's been out. Will the next foodstuff be sweeter or savory?
Sweeter. I'm going to go sweeter.
Sweeter than a Margarita Pizza. Here we go. The next foodstuff is...
What we got?
It's the Oreo Mcflurry. Also the 3rd time it's been out of that. And absolutely a sweeter product than the Margarita Pizza. The good news, Rerra, is that you're getting a 3rd product, which means that you can't do any worse than 3. Yeah, in your face, Harry Lay. Will the next product be sweeter or savory than an Oreo Mcflurry?
Let's go savourier.
Savourier than an Oreo Mcflurry. Here we go. It's the first time out of the hat, and this is going to cause problems. It's a polo.
Oh, fuck.
But is it as sweet as ice cream?
I don't know.
I'll say it was savourier.
Right, an Oreo Mcflurry has ice cream, which is sweet and delicious. It also has an Oreo, and the cream from an Oreo is very sweet. Yeah, the biscuit in an Oreo is less so. It's as Michael would describe it, a deep, rich cocoa flavour. A polo is essentially a ring of sugar, but with a minty element. And mint, by definition, is not sweet. It's a very...
Here we fucking go.
Mint is not sweet, Michael. Mint isn't sweet.
Yeah, alright.
Mint.
Fuck off.
Mint's just a kind of... It's a flavour. It doesn't have a sweetness or a savouriness. A bit like menthol, Michael. I don't know. Michael, you can... he's hammered. He's nearly finished his beer.
Yeah.
You're going to have to...
Polos also have... they got starch. They got sugar in them, haven't they?
Yeah, I'll explain my working.
I'd still say they were more savourier than an Oreo McFlurry.
You are arguing that the Polo is savourier than the Oreo McFlurry. I can't adjudicate. Michael Jameson.
So the base of an Oreo McFlurry is it's probably milk. It's probably fair to say. I would say that milk is predominantly not sweet. It probably is
creamy.
Sweeter than it is savoury, I would say.
Yeah, it's got a creaminess, hasn't it?
But it's quite it's quite neutral.
Yeah, quite neutral.
No, I'm not saying that an Oreo McFlurry isn't incredibly sweet, because of course everything that they add to it makes it sweeter.
Correct.
But is it sweeter than a Polo? A Polo is incredibly sweet.
But is a Polo a sweet? Would you class it as a sweet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you literally would. Yeah.
It's the mint with the hole in it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is a sweet.
Yeah, but no one picks it. You don't go to a sweet shop and pick Polos.
Why did they still exist then? Someone must buy Polos.
Yeah. Someone's getting them, isn't they?
But I mean, is a Polo a more grown-up sweet? You know, and as you age, do your taste buds mature? Do you lean less towards a very sweet product and more perhaps towards a savoury product? I mean,
I buy them for the horses. They like Polos.
The horse defence has never been used before. The horse defence has never been used before. Well, I buy them for horses, so it must be right. Chewbacca is a Wookiee, so you must have quit.
Oh, fuck. Polo was a popular product in my high school because it was in the vending machine. So people used to buy fucking Polos till the cows came home.
What about the horses?
Then they drink the milk.
Yeah. Michael, make a decision. So we can have
Polo's sweeter, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, Rerra. Sorry, Rerra. I would have let you have it, but, you know, Michael's a bastard, isn't he? And he's drunk, so...
I feel like this is a Twitter poll coming on.
It's a Twitter poll. It's 27 Instagram stories. It's 6 months of infighting and falling out. That's what it is, because we've been here before, mate. Yeah.
Twitter Polo.
Yeah. Oreo McFlurry or Polo is the new Airwaves. Airwaves or Maryland. There we go. Right, well, 3, sweeter or savourier. Good news is, you joint top of the leaderboard. Even better news is, you've beaten Harry. Hooray! Not for the first time tonight. Rerra has beaten Harry. This time in a game, previously with a big stick. Right, let's move on. Michael Jameson, Sockmed.
Beer, done.
Knocked your microphone over.
Took me an hour and a half to drink 330 millilitres.
In the time that Michael has drunk 1 beer, I have drunk 3. Amazing.
Wow. So did you say social media questions?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
So, right, we'll try and rattle through them. I think we've got quite a few this week, or whatever this period of time is. Leon Tricker, how do you eat yours? My wife and me always have poppadoms, onion salad, and chutneys first, while everything else is kept warm in the oven.
Correct.
Everything at once for me.
No, I do it like that. Yeah, poppadoms first.
No, all at once.
No.
Yeah, correct.
Savages.
Mix and match.
Yep.
He also says, do you have leftovers? We always seem to over-order Indian takeaway and every so often have a right old mixed meal with bits and pieces from the freezer. As mentioned earlier, I have it for breakfast. Boom.
I'm not freezing my takeaways. That's odd.
Yeah, I've never done that, to be fair.
I've never frozen a takeaway.
I don't think that's a thing.
It's in one house, apparently.
Yeah. So I imagine so is salmonella poisoning.
He also says, favourite pickle or chutney? If you haven't tried it, then Patak's brinjal.
Oh, yeah, aubergine.
Aubergine pickle is spicy, sweet, unctuous heaven.
Love aubergine pickle, but I'd have to go lime pickle. Tangy. Delicious.
Where are you on the pickle, Flex?
I'm not on the pickle flags.
Me either. Vinegar ting, innit?
Losers.
Some dude called Nate Peterson.
Idiot.
Does anyone love the hot hand towels as much as me? Apparently fucking not. That sounds really perverted. Because I love them a lot. The texture is awful, but they taste amazing.
I imagine
Nice little twist.
it's worth mentioning that the reason that Peterson's not here tonight is that he's actually at an Indian restaurant, isn't he?
Oh yeah,
Incredible.
didn't he say there was a bonus point for whoever guesses what he orders?
I don't know. Did he? I don't know.
Yeah, he did. It might be in the thing that I'm about to read out.
He also told us that he was going to tip £40 to make up for the fact that he has failed to tip at this restaurant for a while. And I don't think you've checked your phone, have you, Michael? Because we have photographic evidence that Nathan
God.
Peterson has indeed tipped 40 quid for his Indian meal tonight.
If he hasn't filmed it, honestly,
What a
oh my God, seriously, he needed to film that because that would have gone completely viral.
What a
Oh,
flat.
the actual bill was £37.
So he's tipped more than the
More
bill.
than the meal.
That is a baller
That's-
move, that isn't it? That is an absolute baller move. Although, in theory, I could put £40 on a table next to a bill, take a photo, and then pick it up. And or the 40 could just be. He could be leaving a £3 tip. He could have rounded up to less.
£2.35 tip.
He's rounded up to less than 10%. No one will ever know.
Not heroic at all.
No, no one
disgusting.
will ever know. He didn't even film it. So scumbag.
What a prick. Chicken versus lamb versus king prawn. Which do you tend to pick? Chicken.
Lamb.
Chicken, then lamb. Not about the
Fair.
prawns.
Yeah. Not worth the surcharge, is it?
No. Nah, mate.
How do we feel about the dry dishes such as tandoori chicken or lamb chops? Fairly strongly. Quite like them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct. Desserts. Some places sell lemon and orange sorbets, which are frozen in the peel. They be delicious. Yes, Stuart, I know it's not a question.
Who's that from?
That is from Nate still. This
Is it?
still
All
Nate.
right. What's he doing? Like,
Yeah, this is...
he's such a weird man. Why is he doing this?
He's odd, isn't he? Strange, that
I'm
one.
not.
This is the bit...
I'm not coming on the podcast, except for I am all over it. So
Yeah, he's about 15 comments from here. I'm at an Indian restaurant as you record. Anyone who guesses the dishes I order will get a bonus Quivia point for each correct dish/side/drink.
Oh.
He's put the receipt.
what an idiot. Right.
No, it's just got his card details on there. Nothing interesting.
It has as well.
I'm gonna say Coca-Cola, pilau rice, and chicken tikka masala.
I'm gonna say onion bhajis, lamboon, and Peshwari naan.
I don't know what he eats.
I think he had a mango. He had an Alfonso mango curry when I was out with him once, but it's quite rare, that one.
Sorry, I'm going to say he has a korma with pilau rice.
Wow.
Drink.
Coke.
Nice.
Right.
Right, Bryn Harding 90. I'm pretty samey when it comes to Indian. I never really veer from what I know, which is lamb madras, mushroom rice, sagaloo, and chapatis. Question is, do you tend to order the same things, or do you try different dishes when you order?
Try different dishes in restaurants.
I tend to go for the same thing.
Yeah, I try to mix it up a little bit, especially with the channel. I've tried reviewing some of the more unusual dishes, like I did the banana one, the pineapple one recently, but it's pretty much always the same, to be fair.
How long did it take you to eat the pineapple one?
About 45 minutes.
References. Okay, carry on.
Matt Quince 15, not a question, but chicken boomer, lamb booner, prawn booner, mushroom rice, bag of chips, keema naan, and 9 poppadoms. Please tell me you get this. Is that a Gavin and Stacey reference, I think?
I don't know. Like, people are referencing the fact now that they're posting comments that aren't questions. Like, they understand the inappropriateness of doing it, but they are still doing it. What?
It's a level of sort of rebelism, isn't it?
Rebelism, yeah. That's that well-known word, rebelism. Yeah. It's because in Star Wars, haven't you? You've got the Empire and you've got the rebelism.
This is all just a defense rebelism. Not another teen movie reference there. Luke C99.
What answer? No, sorry. Who references not another teen movie?
Wait, fucking legendary people. Legendary people who watch Not Another Teen Movie before they watch The Breakfast Club and then say to The Breakfast Club, oh, look, you've done a good job at parodying Not Another Teen Movie.
Brilliant. Do you know what? Legitimately, though, I really like Not Another Teen Movie.
It's one of my favourite spoofs.
Considering the series of films it comes from, it's actually funny.
Watchable.
What?
Brilliant. It's one of my favourite comedies. Legit.
I won't go so far as to say it's one of my favourite comedies, but...
Cast is excellent. Come at me, bro. Luke C99, have you ever witnessed desserts on a menu?
I mean, that's...
Truly.
Covered it, haven't we? So...
Yeah. Mr. J.S. Carter, or Mr. J.S. Carter, best antidote to a burning mouth or ring of fire? Where is actually replied to that one?
I think I
Always
commented
the
on
ice
that one.
cream. Yeah. You said always the ice cream.
I mean,
Is that for the ring of fire or?
Both. Why
just
not?
Sit in the tub.
I'd go chocolate, I think.
In more beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Alcohol intensifies the burn.
Yeah.
Oh,
It also
sadist.
it also intensifies the apathy as well.
AJ Rogers 92. If you have or were to have a lads, all the lads, would you order something hotter than you usually go for just to seem hard? Don't worry, Michael. There's nothing wrong with ordering a korma. Well, it's Pasanda actually, so that's made you look stupid.
I don't know. There's no requirement to make myself appear to be harder than I am, because I'm proper hard anyway. So, and everyone knows that.
Yeah, bravado is not an affliction that I suffer from, to be honest.
No, I'm past that. Perhaps if I was younger, I might have done. I might have stepped up one chili on the rating scale, but I'm a bit past trying to impress people now. Like that ship sailed years ago.
They've also said biryani, yay or nay. Rerra, you said you like a biryani.
Tikka biryani.
My wife, yeah, that's it. It's got to be the tikka. My wife's pretty much. My wife will get biryani fucking 100% of the time.
Nope.
Olish Plinsky, whose name I can never pronounce. Sup, Frucketeers. I'll keep my sock med question brief this week, as other commenters have been posting essays. Looking at you, Peterson. Correct. Have you guys ever had discomfort?
Plinsky's the MVP this week.
Oh, this gets better. Have you guys ever had discomfort in evacuating your bowels after a particularly spicy meal? Keep killing it, Stuart, mate. Hope the wrestling thing is coming together.
Cheers, Mum.
Wow.
Thank
what
you.
A great comment.
Yeah. I mean, I suffer trauma daily. In that, once you get to my age, there's very little consistency, like from day to day. You know, anything can knock it sideways. I mean, but yeah, spicy food does have a tremendous effect on the anus. Yes.
I've only suffered from one thing, really badly, and that was when I did a reasonable number of KFC hot wings. That was very dangerous.
What was the reasonable number?
Something like 5. All right. Yeah, laugh it up.
Hot.
No, they're not. They're not. But it fucking killed my internal organs and sort of external. Good.
You're No. Absolute no.
Isn't it? Rerra, you ever had any issues down there?
I don't tend to eat spicy food, so I'm okay. But if I do tend to go spicy, then I am suffering.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Anal Evacuation, great name for a death metal band.
What would their debut album be called?
Answers in the comments down below, please. The debut album.
We know what the second album would be called. Number 2.
Brilliant. Ah.
Oh, good. Stevie Rollo, have you ever witnessed a Captain Crumblepants getting an omelette or scampi as their meal?
Captain Crumblepants. That's the second. That's the second have you ever witnessed that we've had tonight as well. I'm sure it is. Yeah. Have you ever witnessed?
Hashtag as well. He's put hashtag Nate doesn't tip.
Peterson, you scumbag. No, I haven't. But it's a thing, isn't it? You get it on the Indian menus, the omelettes and the scampis and the this, that, and the other. No, I've never been with one of those people. I wouldn't.
TV just went off. That's
Do
scary.
those people even exist?
I believe so. Yeah, Captain Crumblepants is.
On our Just Eat app, where we can look at the Indian takeaway near us, they do chicken nuggets and sausages.
Nice. Very Indian. Very traditional. Very traditional, I believe, yeah.
You're listening to FRUK Unwrapped, the Food Review UK podcast. Review it on iTunes, if you dare.
I don't like the new lighting design, Michael.
Yeah, sorry. Well, look, the TV's just gone off, and it's definitely the power saving function on the TV. But because I have been watching The Haunting of Hill House this week, I didn't like the complete darkness.
Is that good? Is it good? Is it actually scary? Because I don't deal well with actually scary.
It's fairly scary, but it's more about how high quality the show is.
Yeah.
In episode 6, there are 2 20-minute takes.
Right.
It is one of the most technically impressive things I've ever seen on a TV show.
If you're impressed by failing to turn a camera off for 20 minutes, that's impressive, I suppose, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Is it? Right. Do I have your guarantee that if I were to watch it, I would not have a nightmare?
Absolutely not.
I am like, imagine how you are with spicy food and curries. That's me with scary TV programs and scary.
Really?
Yeah. I don't do horror, and it's bizarre because I'm a man who like massively embraces a spooky aesthetic. Like, I've got tattoos of skulls. I love I love Halloween. I love spooky, but what I don't like is fearing for my life. I think it's not. I think I probably would like it. It's just that I'm so massively neurotic that my brain just goes off into ridiculous places, and it's uncontrollable, and it takes me away to a place where I'm like, oh, what if this happens? Well, what if this happens? What if this? Oh, I'm definitely going to get stabbed. Yeah. Yeah,
so you overthink.
Oh, very much so.
You're basically a woman. You overthink about
I'm very much. If you ever listen to any of the music that I create, it's very clear that what I do is overthink. I have far too many thoughts, and it manifests itself into strange things. Yes, but yeah, I'm one of life's thinkers, Rerra.
You've recently increased your creative output on YouTube. You've actually done quite a few original songs recently.
I have. Yeah,
I'm loving it. Keep it going, man. I'm loving seeing it.
It's good,
Most recently, you uploaded one today about the cookie mill, didn't you?
I did upload a song about the cookie mill today, yeah. Very pleased with it. Yeah, it's called Man with the Cookie Plan, a.k.a. the god of cookies, yes.
I suspect if people search for that, they'll probably find it on YouTube, but otherwise they can search for what? Energon?
Energon. No, if you search for Man with the Cookie Plan, you will definitely find it.
Yeah, probably a better chance of finding your channel that way.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up on some...
Transformers channel. Yeah, I really should change my YouTube name back to something findable rather than something that was in response to a Food Review UK troll comment.
The first video that comes up.
If you protest.
What if you search for Man with the Cookie Plan?
Yeah, first one.
Yeah, there's
There you go.
Rich's face on Jesus' body. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how I spend my days. Any more sock mag questions, Michael? Where's my question?
Just get into it, I think.
You better do.
Oh, Shelby X. I think this is Shelby Mackenzie actually. Bombay aloo or aloo sag? Aloo sag. Every day.
Sag.
Although I like them both.
Spinach makes most things better. Like Popeye, for example.
Yeah, that's true. Only one right answer, obviously. Also, how many poppadoms is too much? And approximately how amazing is the combo of poppadoms and mint sauce? We sort of covered that earlier, but I would say in terms of number of poppadoms, again, one of my shame, this comes down to the shame of eating in a restaurant thing. It's not really acceptable to order, usually not really acceptable to order more than one at a restaurant, but I've had two. It's not enough. If I'm at home, if I'm at home, I'll probably have two, but we'll probably order three each.
Talk to me about radius, Michael. What we're saying, or circumference or diameter. Choose a dimension. So restaurant poppadoms, we're talking about an 8-inch diameter.
Yeah, probably.
if the listeners could see us on now, we're all measuring out poppadoms.
It's easier for me to visualize 8 inches with this way. So
Brilliant.
if I get that and then
Brilliant.
No, obviously not.
Right,
because it's 8 times 1.
But a home poppadom, if you buy the home poppadoms, we're talking about So
minuscule.
For those, I would.
A pack of 8 for Claire and I.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, we get. I think some of them. I think you get. Do you get 10 in some of them or 8 in some of them? Easily.
Yeah, I think 8's standard.
Yeah, we will tend to have 8 between the three of us, and I'm generally unsatisfied with my 3. In answer to the question, how many poppadoms is too many? In a restaurant-sized poppadoms, 4 poppadoms is too many. 3 is ideal.
I agree.
Yeah, that's the correct answer.
Yeah, I agree also.
Yeah.
And the last question is also from Shelby. Favourite naan bread? We've sort of covered it, but yeah, Peshwari probably is my favourite, as long as it's not got sultanas. But also love keema, and as I say, I'm slowly transitioning onto a more consistent cheese naan.
You're slowly transitioning into a fairly consistent cheese naan. Yes.
So I apologise for my ignorance.
Yeah. You're transitioning into it, not onto it, which is very, very key to the quote. Yeah. Trans rights matter, mate.
Trans fats matter.
Brilliant. Right. Is that the end of SockMed?
That's it.
But you still haven't got to my question.
Where did you put yours?
Twitter.
You put it on Facebook?
I put it on Twitter. I'll say it again, Twitter. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. I was in the...
I'm very much obsessed with Twitter at the moment. I'm loving Twitter.
I was in the throes of getting onto Twitter. What's the date? Yeah, I only posted it yesterday. Where is it? Here we go. Right, I got you back. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's embarrassing.
I'll probably edit this bit out, yeah.
Yeah. How come Rerra Bear gets tagged in the tweet and I don't? Bloody favouritism, that's what it is. It's probably your name's the same on Instagram, right? That's probably the only reason.
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Huh?
Nope.
Huh?
Instagram and Twitter.
I think my comment kind of summed it up, though.
Yeah. #favoritism. #favourite. Yeah.
#favourite.
Yeah.
Wait. No, I just clicked the tick button on Instagram to share on Twitter as well.
Right. So Rera's name is the same on Instagram as it is on Twitter.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
Right.
Rerra Bear's everything for me.
So it's my fault for being imaginative and having different names on different forms of social media. So it's my fault.
So how are people supposed to find you?
Like the best things in life. No, hang on. The best things in life are free. Where am I going with this? You've got to fight for your right. I've got that glass but smaller. You've got to fight for your right to party.
Oh wow.
There's a saying. What's the saying? If something's worth having, it's worth.
If something's worth doing, it's worth doing properly.
Yeah, There's a saying, there is a well-known saying that definitely directly relates to me having different handles on Instagram and Twitter. There's definitely a saying. This is the point in the podcast where just things get odd. Michael Jameson starts just behaving oddly. I start talking.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm not actually. It's not actually done it. I finished the whole beer and it's not. I guess I'm on the way to tipsy, but I'm not actually feeling it, so I don't know what that says about me.
Probably just manning up, innit? You're getting a bit...
I haven't stood up, to be fair.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm not drunk or anything. I'm not tipsy and whatnot.
Stop fiddling around with the midriff. Oh, and we're flossing.
He's flossing.
Brilliant. And as soon as Michael Jameson starts to floss, that is the signal for the end.
I'm getting better at it, isn't I?
That is a terrible floss.
Yeah, isn't it? It's those kids who go absolutely nuts over it. They really do. Oh, and the hip goes out. Give us a fucking hernia.
Oh, dear.
Christ. Them kids and their flossing.
Oh, that is better than last time, though, to be fair.
It's
So.
improving.
Right, well, once Michael flosses, that's a very clear sign that it's time to end the podcast. We want to thank Rerra greatly for coming on to the podcast tonight. Have you enjoyed yourself, Rerra?
I have. Thank you for having me.
Good. Well done. He says in a patron. Well done. Oh, didn't
Well
you do
done.
well? Well done. Ah. Appalling attempt at sweet or savoury, but you know,
Better than some.
can't be
And I
helped.
think you're older than the first Indian restaurant.
I am. Yeah. Indian restaurant's 35 years old. Stuart 40 years old. Correct. There's still time though. If you've correctly predicted Nathan Peterson's Indian restaurant, you could come from behind and wipe out that Quivier, Michael Jameson's Quivier win. This is the first time that we've ended the podcast and not been entirely 100% sure who has won Quivier.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. I'm very. I'm
When are we going
excited.
to find out?
I don't know, and that's part of the excitement. That's it's that. It could be
Suspense.
it could be in 10 minutes. It could be tomorrow. We could never find out. We could always just have this
Just send him a text.
this heightened sense of excitement in our lives. Just imagine that. Just going through the rest of your life, just having a heightened sense of excitement because you might have won. You might have won a quiz on a podcast.
I have.
Just tweet him.
I've just seen a comment on our social media.
What?
That has come in 16 minutes ago. This is a late comment. It's from Mr. Hastastic. He says hi. So I wouldn't want that to be missed. The reason that was missed, actually, a little behind the scenes, a peek behind the curtain, folks, is because I opened the Instagram comment at the start of the show, and I just happened to check the notifications on my telephonic device.
I mean, we've gone
That's
from
ruined it, innit?
we've gone from the excitement of not knowing who's won a quiz to some admin about you checking your social media. Like, I thought I'd found the perfect way to end the podcast on a high. In Nathan's absence, I finally cracked the ending of the podcast, and you've ruined it with your stupid mess. You young people messing about on your phones. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. If you hadn't picked up your phone then and checked it, if you'd have been present in the moment, if you'd have been being mindful and been present in the moment, then that would not have ruined the podcast, Michael. I think we've all learned a lesson tonight, haven't we?
I feel like I'm getting
I'm
told.
embarrassed.
Yeah, you should be embarrassed. You should be. You've let me down. You've let the podcast down. But worst of all, Michael, you've let yourself down.
No,
Do you want
no.
Do you want to say sorry to the listeners, Michael?
He's not
Yeah.
angry. He's just disappointed.
Yeah, I'm not. I am. I'm not. I am. I'm not angry. I am just disappointed.
Yeah, I think it's like what Stuart was saying. I've clearly let myself down, but I need to apologise because obviously I regret it and I've ruined it really. Yeah. with my actions.
In many ways, I think history will look back on you as being much worse than R. Kelly.